I had my arm twisted behind my back, so he was hurting. He said, "I'll break your arm."
That man could have killed my dad.
A Central Missouri realtor and his family are outraged. They say an off-duty Columbia police officer used excessive force on the elderly man. New on Fox 4 News at 6 and only on 4, family members say a medical emergency caused the man to lose control of his truck and crash into a house in Marshall. It's about 90 miles east of Kansas City. As Fox 4's Robert Townsend reports, what followed now has a Columbia officer at the center of an investigation.
The family of James Miller insists on Sunday a Columbia police sergeant crossed the line when he encountered Miller here in Marshall, Missouri.
They thought I was just some old drunk. And everybody in this town knows who I am.
70-year-old James Miller says around 6 Sunday night he was in his pickup driving to a Walmart in Marshall when all of a sudden
Couldn't really see what was going on.
Miller says he became dizzy and lightheaded before he lost control of his truck, veered off South Hawthorne near Sunset Road, and hit this house.
Thought it was a street, and it turned out to be a driveway.
A disoriented Miller says he couldn't believe what happened next.
I was leaning over a little bit. And the next thing you know, the door jerked open and he had jerked me out.
The longtime Marshall realtor and grandfather says Sergeant Scott Hedrick with the Columbia Police Department pulled him out of his truck, slammed him face down to the concrete, and kept his knee on the right side of his neck for several minutes. Miller says after he hit the ground, he suffered swelling under his left eye and a bruise on his right leg.
He had my arm twisted behind my back, so he was hurting. He said, "I'll break your arm."
Miller, who has a pre-existing blocked artery in his neck, says before the accident, he thought he showed signs of a stroke. When he went to his doctor's office today, his doctor confirmed Miller in fact suffered a mini stroke when he lost control of his pickup.
That man could have killed my dad last night. He was told what was wrong with him, what had happened, and he refused to listen.
According to a police report, Sergeant Scott Hedrick was attending a gathering at the home when he says Miller hit the house where Hedrick's wife was standing. Hedrick told investigators he restrained Miller until cops arrived because he says the elderly driver refused to get out of his truck after the accident. An investigating officer says he did see a crack in the brick of the house and damage to the front left bumper of Miller's truck.
I think it needs to be put on the carpet. They're supposed to be trained to know when it's medical and when it's something else.
A spokesperson for the Columbia Police Department wouldn't comment any further. Meantime, we're told Marshall's prosecutor will review this case and decide if any charges will be filed against Sergeant Scott Hedrick. In Marshall, I'm Robert Townsend, Fox 4 News, working for you.
That spokesperson for the Columbia Police Department calls the off-duty officer a decorated police veteran.